Alright, so we've got our test dummy here with a white shoulder pad, and then one side of the dagger was very briefly coated with black and very briefly coated with gray on two sides. Okay, and what we're going to do is look at the same color paint and see how it reacts to the three different base coats. Now this could be spray on primer, primer you ran through your airbrush, brush on primer. This could be a base coat over top of your primer. What we're talking about is just looking at how the color is going to react to all three different mediums. So we're going to shake our paint up real good just to make sure we're all set. We're going to use Gene Stealer Purple. It is a brighter purple, and we're going to use it right out of the pot. So we're going to thin it down on our palette paper, or we're going to set up our brush on the palette paper. Okay. So, and we might grab a darker purple as well, just to show you a bright and a dark purple. Okay, so on our test marine, we're going to look at the black dagger first. We're going to do just half of the dagger. And we're just coming straight off of a wet palette here. And you can see if we do this thinly, that there still is some of the black paint showing through. All right, so that's on a black base there. We're gonna look at the very thinly base coated white shoulder pad, and we're just gonna go over that. Now the white really, I don't know if you would want to say absorbs, but it definitely is. It's gonna sit a little bit different. Now, keep in mind, if you go really, really thick with this paint, none of this is going to matter nearly as much. The thicker you go with your layers, the more you're going to cover up that underside, or that undercoat, and your colors will look a little bit more true. But your base coat is going to be very, very key here for a lot of this, because you should be working with thinner paints. Okay, so we've got that. We've got that still similar, but you can see a little bit that the shoulder pad's a slight bit brighter. Now if we look at the gray, and I'm going to add a little bit more paint to my palette here. We're using a wet palette, just want to let everything sit on there. And then we'll just come across here. And we'll go on the gray. Slightly more neutral. And again, you can see a slight difference. If we move the camera a little bit here, get some better light. Slight difference. There's the gray, the black. So similar but different. White is very difficult for me in the first place, but it will appear a little bit brighter. So that's a brighter color. Now if we grab a really like a darker purple, something like Nagaroth Night as opposed to Gene Stealer Purple. We'll go ahead and put that on the palette paper. Get a nice tip on the brush. We'll start with the black. Okay, so very deep and rich. We'll come around to the shoulder. It feels a little bit, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but the purple feels a little bit brighter. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, so there's on a white. See the difference? Now you should see here on this dagger, this is actually purple painted on. It's very dark. This is the same purple. So it's brighter. And if we hit it in the gray, that kind of mid color primer. It's not as dark. It's probably closer to the white. But it's definitely not as dark as it comes out on the black dagger. So, you know, if you go with your thin coats as normal, you can really take advantage of what your base coats or prime coats will look like. This is just a test dummy. He's gone through a lot. We call him he is our dummy. There's all sorts of stuff that has happened to him. He's had glazes, he's had washes. Now he's had his weapons painted in different colors. So, and here, look, here's the black base for that brighter purple. So you can see a little bit of a difference. And you really want to think about what effect. If you want a more bright, vibrant looking setup, go with your white, go with a light gray. If you want a darker, deeper one, go with a black base coat. You can also take into account what color you're going to put on top. So with the purples, it's easy to show the difference. You can do that a little bit with the blues. And some of your reds like Mephiston red or maybe a scarlet red or I'm forgetting the army painter red color right now. But your brighter reds, your brighter purples, you can take advantage of. So it, you know, it's interesting, and this is our little dummy, like I said, but it's worth a look. So thank you. Hope you guys appreciate that. Hope that helps you out.